Peace, quickly think fast. A little reminder about, dealing with crystals. Happy now, of course. Dealing with crystals, of course, we're not giving our power to crystals. Crystals are helpers. Crystals are helpers, and they, I want to say it the same again. And they help us with energy and not necessarily nothing that we need or, nothing that, we want to give too much power to the crystals as if we can't survive without them. But they are too, and they do help to do certain work. If I'm trying to put a screw into the wall, I could use my hand, but I could do it way more efficiently and quickly, if I use a screwdriver, if I use a tool, and just remembering, to vibe with crystals in a way that resonates with you. Some people, have a vibe where they may not deal with a lot of crystals, things of this nature. Some of us do, but no matter which vibe you're dealing with, just as long as you're aware that you are the walking crystal and the crystals externally are helpers, and through their, the crystal lattice, aka molecular structure, and the elements that are contained in them, they help your body and being remember certain energies and be, basically, cells and the energies in our body, in so many words, mimics the crystal lattices of the crystals that we're dealing with. Or even a better one, like how I talk about Shungite, like the crystals are like their own little beings. And when we are, close to those crystals or those beings, we start to experience their realm of reality, you know what I'm saying? Like again, the Shungite realm of reality don't deal with no bullshit, so it's detoxic. They get all the bullshit out the way, so when you wearing Shungite, you experiencing that realm of reality. When you're dealing with rose quartz is a loving crystal. It's about that unconditional love. So when you're dealing with rose quartz, you're in this Taurus field, so you're dealing with that realm of reality. But also thinking about, again, I did a video about wearing or dealing with a bunch of crystals. If you're dealing with a bunch of crystals, just make sure that you're dealing with them out of, again, using them as a tool and not being dependent on them. Like making sure there's times where you take them off and go without them, give them a rest, again, making sure you're not being too attached. But there is a vibe of we all doing different work. Some of us doing type of work in certain areas where, it may be better for us to, have a lot more crystals on us than somebody who's in areas where, shit, free, like you somewhere in the Grand Canyon, I'm Grand Canyon, but you like somewhere ducked off or not around a bunch of people and things of this nature. Crystals don't, you don't require that help as much, Again, like that tool, like you're in a place where that tool isn't as much as a necessity compared to when you in certain other areas, and that tool is very helpful and in essence has that necessity vibe. When I say necessity, for lack of a better word, not a need, but again, just something that is a necessity necessary, to do the work in certain areas, if I'm going dive underwater, it's necessary for me to have scuba gear. Now, of course, on the asterisk by that, we are beings that's capable of all and anything. So it's you capable of going into deep waters without scuba gear. But let's just say in the beginning stages, of things, you just jump in that water like that and try to go swim deep, until you develop them abilities, you might want to have some scuba gear, you know what I'm saying? Again, crawling before we walk, so we got our scuba gear, and as we learn how to work in these certain areas more and more, we'll deal with less and less scuba gear, you know what I'm saying? But just that whole aspect of it's neither good or bad to deal with a lot of crystals or little crystals or whatever, whatever the case may be. It's all unique to your being and your soul purpose and what you're doing in your now and your lifetime in this, in this realm of reality in this lifetime. And again, just making sure you're not attached and detached from them, and also making sure it's not more vanity than actually dealing with the crystals for their energy. You know, of course, crystals look. You know, of course, I could appreciate the sacred geometry of a queen. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, on a physical level, you know. But it's not objectifying it and not looking at a queen as just an object and her body is just, oh, look at her ass and look at her titty. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? And that would be almost like the same essence of dealing with the crystals. Like, oh, look how I want the crystal that's the shiniest and that's the, you know, and I only deal with the shiniest crystals or the crystals that have you know, like I don't really care about the energies, you know. Like, you know, you don't want to get lost in that sauce. Not to each his own on your experience, of course, you know. But, you know, not looking at it as a, you know, as a vanity over, you know, energy thing, you know. It's the energy first and foremost, and, you know, and it's a plus that, you know, like, it's a plus that Herkimer diamonds look so beautiful, you know, that's, you know, that comes with it. You know, things do look, you know, beautiful in appearance, but it's not us getting lost in the appearances, you know. Again, you know, from a male perspective, looking at you know, a queen, again, like, not objectifying the body, like it's the energy that queen is giving off, and not just about her sacred geometry. I'm trying to get with her just because she got a big butt, you know, her Taurus feels is big, you know what I'm saying? I want to deal with her just because of that, you know, like, nah, you know. Again, and it's getting, you know, and we all look, again, don't be guilty or mad at yourself if you happen to, you know, fit one of these descriptions. You know, you be aware of it, and once you're aware of it, you could diagnose it. Like, once you could, you know, you see it, you could diagnose it. So once you're aware of it, you could fix the situation, you know. Don't beat yourself up about it. We all done been through stuff. I used to drink 40s and pop Xanax and fall asleep anywhere and do all kind of shit. But I didn't you know, be mad at myself, or, you know, I realized what I was doing and was like, you know, love myself unconditionally and grew from that situation, you know. So, you know, also that vibe, but that's basically it. Just wanted to share that with dealing with the crystals, you know. Yeah, they do serve a purpose, and some of us working in little vibes where, you know, the crystals, it's very helpful to our work to make sure, you know, we dealing with the crystals, and some of us may not, it may not be as helpful, or whatever you're doing, or wherever you're at, it may not, you know, have such a, it may not play such an important factor in the work you do. So, you know, but to each his own. Neither person should knock either. Like, the person with a lot of crystals should look at the person with a few and be like, oh no, you need to be like me. And the person with a few crystals shouldn't look at the person with a lot of crystals and be like, oh, you got too much, or, you know, you should be like me. Like, and that goes for all things on this realm of reality, you know. To stop comparing ourselves, you know, and realize we're all on our unique walks. You know, of course, they have a common grounds of, you know, of things we're dealing with on this ascension process, but for the most part, you know, again, like my crystal bracelets, where I might have all the same crystals in about 15 different bracelets or 20 different bracelets, but each bracelet got a unique combination of numbers of crystals and the way they lined up, you know, so which means they give off a unique, like they each just a little, you know, uniquely different, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, definitely, but peace, happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. You're not going too far in the future, not going too far in the past, right now.